All right. So I am going to try to tell the story without crying. Number one. Okay. This took place about, I think it was before COVID. So it's 2019. It's 2019. Hey, G. Whoa. Okay. Let me not. I'm going to just wait till the comments push up. I can't be. I gotta leave it just like this. I gotta leave it just like this. Okay. So a little backstory. Okay. I moved to North Carolina in 2006 from Portland, and oh no. From Portland, Oregon, and I met a girl here, and we were cool. We remained friends, like, after we graduated and everything. And so this is gonna be so hard. Okay. We became cool. We were friends. We stayed friends, like, after we graduated. And eventually she asked me to be her maid of honor. Now, for story purposes, her name is Saweetie. Okay. And pause right here, because I was definitely honored that she asked me to be her. I was definitely honored that she asked me to be her maid of honor, but I was also like, you have a lot of other friends that, like, are a lot closer that I feel should have had that title, because a maid of honor is someone who's, like, extremely close with the bride, usually like a sister or a best friend. And I didn't feel like we were that close. Like, that was my homie. That was my girl, for real. That was my girl. But it's like a maid of honor title is like a big deal, especially in a wedding. So I was a little, like, shocked. I was just like, wow, I was just so honored. I was honored. I was just like, wow, that's huge, you know? So at this time, when she asked me, I was working. You know, I had Jay, my oldest. My relationship was just like blah. That really had nothing to do with this. But I was just getting my Queening Always brand, like, on the map. Like, I had just started making, like, my shirts. I had just started doing more content. I had, like, tried to really create a presence online. And so when she asked me, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I don't mind. I started looking up, like, things that a maid of honor does. And like I said, we were cool. But when I started learning more about what a maid of honor is, I'm like, I don't know if I'm really, like. So that was kind of like a yellow flag. Okay, that was a yellow flag. So fast forward, she asked me to be her maid of honor, and sorry, I need my mirror. She asked me to be her maid of honor, and, like, a month later, the planning starts, and my grandma has a stroke. Okay, my grandma was 93 years old, and I remember this was like May of 2019, because it was right before COVID. So my grandma has a stroke. Okay. And I immediately expressed to her, like, hey, my involvement is going to be limited right now. Like, I have to be here for my mom. I had taken weeks off of work to go up to New York and stay there. It was very hard for my mom. It was hard for all of us, but my grandma was 93. So my mom had lived pretty much her whole life with her. So it was just really hard. And I knew I wouldn't be able to, like, balance everything, you know? So I was just like, hey, I just want to let you know that this is going on. My grandma went from, like, being able to do everything herself. Like, my grandma was super independent. Oh. And after the stroke, she couldn't do anything. She couldn't walk. She couldn't talk. Oh my gosh, it was just so hard. Like, I really didn't want to do nothing after that, but I was just like, hey, like right now I'm just mentally not available um to, be there for you right now. And she was like, oh, it's okay, like take your time, because she had lost her mom also. Okay, pause, because that's also a key piece of information. Getting married without your mom, I already know that is a very triggering and hard situation anyway. So that was another reason I wanted to be like super sensitive and understanding about, how I even approached the situation. So anywho, so I'm in New York for almost like a month with my mom and my grandma. My son is with my dad, and it was tough. Like I said, my grandma went from like, she was, excuse me, walking up steps by herself. I mean, she would be cooking, cleaning, everything. And now she was like bedridden. It was the hardest thing to witness. And then, I'm there with my mom, who, strongest woman I know, and she's just like losing it. Okay. And now y'all texting me about this wedding. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I just remembered, y'all. There was literally another friend at this exact same time who stopped being my friend as well, because she felt like I wasn't being there for her. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that. That's going to be a story time for another day, okay? Story time for another day, because oh my God, I completely forgot about that until I started telling this story, because I was like, dang, I lost like 3 friends during this time. So okay, but we're not talking about her. But y'all need to remind me to tell you that story as well. I gotta tell you that story. But ooh, that is a good story. Now that I'm thinking about it, because whoa, she tried it. Anywho, okay, so they're texting me about this wedding, like, hey, we're meeting on this day in this place, and you need to be here to do this. And I'm like, first of all, I feel like the maid of honor is supposed to be making the plans, and the rest of the bridal party does what the maid of honor says. That's what I thought after I researched what like a maid of honor was. So off gate, I'm like, okay, why are y'all telling me what's happening? Like, why aren't I the one, initiating things, or even being involved in the planning? Like, hey, are you available this day? Hey, are you available at this time? I'm the only person on the bridal party with a child. I'm the only person on the bridal party who runs a business. I'm the only person on the bridal party whose grandma is dying. Okay? So they're like, hey, are you available this day to do XYZ? I'm like, I'm actually not. Like, I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, well, we're doing this to plan this. I really don't remember the details. Now, let me preface, there is two sides to every story. And I'm sure her story is going to sound different than mine, because part of it's perception, part of it's what actually happened. Okay. And so I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna just tell the story from how I felt and how I interpreted and how, what I learned and everything. But so they're like, they add me into the group chat that I later found there were 2 group chats, one with me and one without. So they're like, oh, okay, well, Amina's the only one who can't come, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Okay. All right. So, and I don't even remember what that was for. That was for like, it was a planning of something, I really don't remember, but I remember that I was still in New York at the time. So like, even if I wanted to come, like, I wasn't in the state. So I'm just like, I just wish they would have asked me during the planning stage so I could be like, I'm actually going to be back next week. Like, can we do it then? Okay, so I missed that. Okay. I get back in town and I literally let her know, like, hey, like, I am actually really like mentally drained. I don't remember how far ahead the wedding is, but at this point, it is early enough that she could get someone else to be her maid of honor. I'm just like, I don't know, like, how involved I'm going to be able to be, like, you know, this this is really hard, like with my grandma and having to deal with that, and yada yada yada. And she was just like, I know I lost my mom, like, you'll be all right. Which, yes, I will be all right. But it was also hard because I'm like, I really need to be here for my family, but I want to be there for my friends as well. Because if y'all know, friendships are very important to me. Like, friendships are important. I'm not someone who's just like, oh, I don't need nobody. Like, no, friendships and relationships are really important to me. So I didn't want it to be like, oh, well, I just don't want to be a part of it. I just wanted to let her know, like, I don't know if I have the capacity to give you 100% during this time because of what I'm going through with my family. And so then the bridal party was supposed to do another hangout. They didn't include me. Again, they just hit me up and was like, this is happening this day. Can you come? I had something to do with Queening Always that I wasn't available. And the response I got was like, we know you got your little business. Oh. I was like, oh, little like, I was a little taken aback because why the shade? Like, I wasn't being shady. I was just like, I have something to do with my business. I literally don't have the time to go get my nails done or whatever it is. Like, I just can't afford to miss things like that, especially like right now. I had just taken off freaking a month of work, and I was I was a manager at the time, so I did have some PTO, but I did take a L because like I wasn't available. I couldn't do anything with my business because I was just drained. So when I got back, I really had to catch up, and they were like, well, we know you got your little business, but you're the maid of honor and you're supposed to be available to do XYZ, which, yes, but if y'all would have let me planned it around my schedule, I would be available. But y'all didn't want to do that. Y'all just like showed me the date, and I'm not available. Oh, so and in that moment, I knew it was going to be an issue just because they were like, we know you got your little business. Because now they're going to think that every time I can't do something, it's because of my business. One second. Oh, damn it. Disaster. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Having situations with drop-offs and pickups. Okay. Okay, I can exit when... Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, the mommy... Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, the mommy ink do not stop. Okay, so asked to be a maid of honor. My grandma was dealing with a stroke. I kept missing the meetings because of other stuff going on. And then when I got back, I missed another meeting, and the bridal party was like, well, we know you got your little business, but that doesn't mean you can't come to any meetings, which was frustrating to me because I was like, well, if I was involved in like the planning of the meeting, I would make sure that I can come, but like just springing a date on me. And then, like I need like 2 weeks to even adjust the schedule. So if you're telling me on Monday that something is on Friday, Saturday, even without my business, like I'm still a mom. So, and like I said, none of the other people had kids, so they didn't really understand that piece. It was way easier for them to be flexible because they worked traditional jobs 9 to 5. They were available nights and weekends. I was not. Like I worked retail and I have a kid. So I just wasn't available the same way they were available. So that was really hard as well. So now at this point, I've missed 2 meetings, and they're basically like, you're trash. You're a trash maid of honor. And I'm like, okay, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. But I get it, I was like, I don't know. I kind of like already told her that I wasn't going to be as available as I would like. But it was just happening back to back. So then we have the dress fitting for like the dresses or whatever, and she's like, I really want your input because I love your fashion sense, yada yada yada. Okay, great. So I do make time. I take some PTO and make sure I'm at the fitting for the bridal dresses or whatever. I tell her I like this style of dress, and she's like, oh yeah, I love that, me too. We decided on the dress. Next day, she messages me and says that they're picking another dress because the other girls liked the other dress better. Excuse me. Okay. So now it's starting to feel like the rest of the party just doesn't like me. I know when people don't like me, and that's cool because I was really Saweetie's friend, right? I wasn't like, other people knew who I was, but that was my friend. But the other girls in the bridal party, first of all, I know they felt a way that I was even chosen as a maid of honor because I felt like they were closer to her. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like they were closer to her and more suitable to be the maid of honor, not me. And then come to find out, it was a money thing. Okay. Apparently, she thought that, one, I had money. Don't. And that the maid of honor pays for a lot of the stuff. Pays for a lot of the stuff, creates a lot of the plans and the execution. And so she was expecting me to like volunteer to pay for things, and I was just like, oh yeah, nah. Like obviously I will contribute where I can, but like I didn't even know how to be like, I didn't even think we're that cool. Like, we're cool, but like that cool? Like, you want me to help you pay for your wedding? You asked me to be your maid of honor so that I can help you pay for things, or so that you can use my creative brain to execute things, but then you're not even letting me execute things because you're letting your friends execute them. So she picks the other dress, and at this point, it's very clear that like they do not rock with me. Okay, they do not rock with me. They do not rock with me. And so I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, well, are we going to plan a bridal shower? I'm talking to the bridal party, and I'm like, okay, so what's up with the bridal shower? Like, when are we doing that? What gifts are we going to get her? Yada, yada, yada. They go, oh, we already planned the bridal shower. It's on this day, and we chipped in and got her this gift, so you can get her whatever you want. how y'all didn't invite them, how y'all didn't include the maid of honor in the planning of the bridal shower? There's three main jobs. Sorry, there's three main jobs of the maid of honor. A bridal shower is one of the three main jobs. Like, okay. Girl, okay. So then they're like, yeah, we're having the bridal shower on this day, and these are the things that you can do, because we already got her this gift. We all chipped in. They were like, you can come to the bridal shower, but we already chipped in and got her this gift, so you can get whatever you want. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought that I would be involved in like the planning, but that's fine. So then the bride messages me and is like, can you make this for the bridal shower or whatever? I'm like, okay, cool. It was like some arts and crafts stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then I'm like, do you need help with anything else? She's like, no, they did everything else already. Okay, that's fine. I get to the bridal shower. No one's talking to me. It's very much, what are you doing here? I know how to read the room. It's very much like, oh no, we don't need help with anything. Like, we already did that. We did this. Oh, y'all, no. Correction. I didn't know that they bought that gift until I was at the shower. So when I was asking, like, I was inquiring about the bridal shower, they were like, no, just get her whatever you want, and we don't need you to do nothing. The bride was like, actually, can you do this arts and crafts for me? I was like, yes. When I got to the shower and no one was talking to me and we're doing gifts, I bought her the gift. And then the rest of the bridal party comes out with a gift that they all chipped in to get her. So now I'm looking like, oh. I was like, okay, bet. So then they're like, okay, well, we're not hiring a wedding planner or like a wedding coordinator, so we have to do everything for the wedding as far as like setup and breakdown. So they wanted us to be there the day before in the morning to set up the entire venue for the wedding. Look, I am so sorry. I do not have time to do that. And I feel like that sounds like diva-ish, but like, I'm just being realistic. Like, I don't want to bring my kid. And it was like on a weekend. I don't want to bring my kid. I can't take off a day of work for that. Like, I am like, I can't. So let me get this straight. You want us to get here at 8 a.m. to set up the venue, be at the wedding celebration, and then we got to break down everything and clean up? Oh my God. And I'm just like, I'm tired of telling them no. Like, I felt bad because I kept having to be like, hey, I can't do that. 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 Because now it's like, well, damn, what can you do? But I actually already told you that this was not a good idea. Like, pick somebody else. So then I'm talking to the bride and I'm just like, hey, I just really feel like I'm not included in any of the plans, yada, yada, yada. And she kind of like spazzes on me. And then apologizes because she's like, well, it's really because I don't have my mom here. And I'm like, I get that. Like, maybe you should talk to someone, like get some therapy and like really work through that, because this is a hard time to deal with, without your mom and without like dealing with that healing. Ooh, shouldn't have said that, because, certain people don't like when you tell them to get therapy. But I was just like, I'm pro therapy. I'm not calling you crazy. I'm just saying, like, losing your mom and then getting married is a traumatic situation, and the extra support of someone who doesn't know you would help you get through this better, instead of like only talking to your friends who are just gonna like kind of coddle you, I guess, and not really help you heal. Because like venting, drinking, doing drugs and all of that is just all coping, but like you really need to like heal from it and learn how to live the life you want now without your mom. Unfortunately, that's just like, And I think therapy helps with that. Some people can do it on their own, okay? But like, I'm not a therapist, so I also emotionally couldn't take the dumping of like the I couldn't take it, the emotional dumping all the time, because I'm just like, I'm going through stuff too. Mind you, it's only been like 2-3 months since my grandma has a stroke. She hasn't passed yet. She passes in August. So now I'm dealing with that, and I'm having to go to like a funeral and stuff. It was just like, anywho, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to come and be there all weekend to set up and break down the whole wedding. And I felt bad, but I just couldn't do it. I'm just like, I can't do that. Okay. Now we're getting to hair and makeup, because I'm also like, so wait, we're going to go to the venue the day before in the morning or on the same day. No, I think it was the same day. We're going to go to the venue the same day, set up, go get our hair and makeup done, be in the wedding, and then break it down? How much is it for cleaners? I will literally pay for that. Like, I would contribute that service to this event so that we don't have to do it, because that is just too much. I'm already working, and I'm already momming, I'm already entrepreneuring. I can't. And now I'm just like, well, dang, I really feel like she just wanted me to be like, yeah, I got you. Which, could I have? Yes. Would I have like sacrificed my mental health? Yes. So like, I don't know if that was really worth it, but I understand how she was receiving that, was just basically like, damn, Amina doesn't want to do anything. Girl. Okay. So now we're getting to the hair and makeup. Y'all know I have locks. Everybody can't do locks. So I'm like, hey, do you want me to do my own makeup? Or is the person who is doing y'all's hair going to be able to do my hair? She's like, of course they're going to be able to do your hair. Okay, I was just double checking. She's like, but if you want to do it, it's fine. Okay. And then I was like, what about makeup? Like, do I need to book my own makeup artist? Or are we going to have a makeup artist there? She was like, I'm booking a makeup artist for the whole bridal party. But if you don't want to participate in that, then you don't have to. Now, hold on, because this, I know. And the math, the schedule, it wasn't working out. Someone wouldn't be getting their makeup done. Someone wouldn't be getting their hair done, because there's only so many hours in the day and we already got to go to the venue and set up. How? I know how to do my own makeup. I know a makeup artist. If that's easier, like, why can't I just book a makeup artist and then not have to deal with it? They had an attitude about that. Oh, sorry. They had an attitude about that. They had an attitude about that, because they're like, oh, Amina, you're not being a team player. I remember that, because he told me I wasn't being a team player, and that pissed me off, because I was like, okay. They're like, you're not being a team player. You want to do your... Okay. I really need a stand for in here. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Okay. I remember her saying, like, you don't want to be a team player and just get your makeup done with everybody else. And you want to do it yourself just because you know how. And I'm like, no, but there's like 6 of us. And we have to go set up and be back at the hotel. So there's literally not enough time for everyone to get their makeup done. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, let me just make life easier and do my own makeup. Like, I don't know how everyone's going to get it just literally wouldn't. It just literally wouldn't work. But she was so stuck on the fact that I didn't want to like quote, be a part. And that's not at all what I was saying. I was just like, hey, this is not looking like it's going to be enough time. Like, it's not enough time for all of this. Like, y'all know my Virgo brain. And that pause, because that was also a big issue as well, was like nothing was ever organized. And I'm like, dang, if I'm the maid of honor, I could have at least helped everything be organized and a schedule, notifications, you know, like everything was like 2 or 3 days before, hey, we're doing this tomorrow. I can't operate like that. Like, I just can't. And so that was like very stressful. And like I said, I was dealing with my grandmother dying. So she's like, you don't want to be a team player. Okay. I was like, you know what? That's cool. I was like, okay, I'll just get my makeup done. 2 days prior, hey, we're not going to have enough time to do everyone's makeup, so you can go ahead and do yours if you want. I knew that. I know that. So I show up when I can that morning to do pause. Like I said, y'all, it's been a few years, so like I'm so sorry if this isn't like the most smooth and accurate rendition of what happened. It wasn't 2 days before. 2 days before, she told me that I can do my hair, but like the makeup artist is going to be there, so like just let the makeup artist do it. But then when we got to the venue and we're setting up the venue, I'm just going to make up times because I really don't remember what time we're setting up. The wedding's supposed to start at probably like 3 o'clock. It is 10 a.m. We're still at the venue setting up. Like, it's literally impossible for everyone to get their makeup done and hair done. And we're still at the venue setting up, which to me, I'm like, I don't even know why we didn't just hire someone to do this portion. So it's noon now, we're setting up, and she's like, okay, Amina, you can go ahead and do your own makeup since we're not going to have time. All right, bet. I was like, are you sure? Did you need anything else here? No, great. I went home because I'm like, this is going to be a long day. It's already noon. There's not one lick of makeup on nobody's face, and the wedding is in 3 hours. So I do my makeup. Oh, y'all, I skipped a part. I skipped another part. This is like literally the worst story time. I skipped a part because the bachelorette party that I also didn't plan or get notified or anything of the sort. I just got a date and a time, and I was like, yo, yeah, nah. And like, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try to come because, you know, I feel like I haven't been at nothing. When I tell y'all, I was literally like sick and not feeling well, like not feeling good. I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to suck it up and go because I do not want to tell them that I do not feel good. And then I get there and we're literally just like sitting around drinking. I've never really been a drinker. Like, you know, it wasn't like a bachelorette party. Like, it was just like, okay, let's kind of hang out and get drunk and turn up. It's like 11 something and we still haven't left. I'm just like, y'all, like, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to like do this with y'all. And so then one of the girls in the bridal party are like, Amina, if you weren't able to do anything with us, like, you really shouldn't have been the maid of honor. And you know, she's mad because she feels like you're not trying to do nothing and you keep making excuses. And, yada, yada, yada. And I was just, I was so bothered because I was like, I know that's how it seems because, yes, girls' night kickback. That's exactly what it was. And I was just like, I live different lives from y'all, and I'm trying my best to accommodate everyone while still dealing with like my family stuff. And they were just like, yeah, well, maybe he just shouldn't have been the maid of honor. Like, I feel like I would have been a better maid of honor, but she had asked you, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I didn't ask to be maid of honor. And like, y'all really aren't even treating me like the maid of honor. I haven't done anything that a maid of honor actually does except for be here and be asked to pay for stuff. So, so then that was kind of awkward. So I left. You know what? Y'all have a good night. I'm sorry. I tried. Like, I'm going home because like I can't. And so then the next, or well, whenever the day of the wedding was, like, okay, I told y'all we got there, setting up. No one's talking to me. It's 12 o'clock. Wedding's at 3 o'clock. There's no makeup, no hair done, nothing. We had to drive ourselves to the hotel and get ourselves back to the venue. There was no limo. There was no, all things that a maid of honor would have handled. It was, okay. So fast forward to the wedding day. I go home, I do my makeup, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just meet y'all at the hotel. It's close to like 3 o'clock, and I message her and I'm like, hey, are y'all still at the hotel? Like, are you getting ready? And then I get there, she don't got makeup or her hair done. I'm like, okay. Like, how can I help? Do you need help with anything? And they're like, no. She got everyone in the bridal party a little gift, except for me. I was like, oh. I got there, no one's talking to me. It's time to get her dress on. Everyone else helps her get her dress on besides me. Y'all. And at that point, really, I should have just left because, like, why am I here? But we had already had the rehearsal dinner. I already had like who I was walking with and all of that. So I didn't really want to be like, I didn't want to be that person. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just stay, I suppose. But I was so hurt and bothered. Child. And then I really think that she didn't give me a gift because she was upset that I quoted her. She wanted me to make something for the goodie bags. And I was like, yeah, I can't afford to do all of that. Like, I won't charge you, but I need you to at least cover the supplies. But like, I won't charge you to make it. And she's like, oh, never mind then. I'm like, okay. Like, because I've already spent plenty of money. We had to buy the dresses. We had to do all of this stuff. So it's like, I don't have money like that. So I don't know why I was expected to be able to come out of pocket for so much stuff for this wedding. I was just like, bro. I was just like, I can't. Like, I really can't. So that's why I think she didn't give me a dress. But then when I got there and like she didn't want me to help her put on her dress, like at the last minute when we were about to walk out, she made me switch places with one of the other girls, like because the maid of honor is supposed to be out second. She switched me to come out last with the bridal party. Y'all, it was a mess. It was a mess. And then even after even after, I remember asking like, you know, I'm sorry you felt like I wasn't there for you like I should have been. And you know, that's not, I didn't want it to be like that. It was just very bad timing on my part. And she just was just like, whatever. Didn't talk to me at the wedding. I didn't get to say anything because she made somebody else do that instead. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And that's really the reason why I didn't have like a huge wedding myself, because I did not want that to happen to me. And the reason I said I felt like I was a terrible friend is because like, even though a lot of, it's like I wasn't able to be there like she wanted me to be there for her, but I'm okay with being the villain in that moment because there's nothing I could do about it. It's like I couldn't be there, and she felt like I wasn't there for her, and I couldn't. You know, I felt like I was there as much as I could be, but it wasn't enough for her, and that's just the truth. So it's like both things are true. You know, I wasn't as supportive as I could have been, and I also didn't have the capacity to be more supportive in that moment, and I felt really bad. And I still feel bad, but I also know that like that was just kind of the end of that chapter in my life, because I don't think I should have had that title in the first place. Did you keep your head up with your crown straight? Of course, you know, like, of course, I was supportive. I was smiling at everyone, you know, I was dancing, I was having a good time. Like, I still was a positive guest at the wedding. You know, if you didn't know what was going on, you would have had no idea. The girls, like, no one from the bridal party talked to me. No one said anything to me the whole day. Like, it was terrible. And it's crazy because, like, I lost another friend almost this same way. So I'm just like, dang, am I just a terrible friend when it comes to weddings? Like, you know, but that's the thing. It's like when you get older and your life changes and looks different, it affects everything. Because the other friend that I lost during the wedding, and I will share that story at another time, she also didn't have kids. And you know, having kids and running a business is very, 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 very different than someone who's working a 9 to 5 and doesn't really have much other responsibilities. You can't require the same amount of time. So yeah, so it was just like, ooh, it was tough, you know. And then I just felt like a villain. I felt like a terrible friend, you know. I felt like it was just bad. It was so bad. And you know, I literally lost another friend almost the exact same way. And when she asked me to help with the wedding, I was so nervous to even agree, because I was like, dang, last time this happened, like, it didn't go well, especially with someone who doesn't have kids or like the same type of lifestyle as me. That's why your friends really need to understand, one, who you are, and two, like, your lifestyle. But also, when you're friends with someone who's always used to you giving and giving and giving, the minute you don't, they show you how they really feel about you, you know. Because I would think that she knows, or well, that she would know that I wasn't trying to sabotage her wedding, that I wasn't trying to be a terrible friend or any of that, and that like I truly had a lot of stuff going on and that I was trying my best. I would have thought that she would know that, but the way she was reacting, especially with all the other people in her ear, just showed me like, damn, do you even know me? You know, like, do you even know who I am? And you know, I won't make that mistake again, having friends that don't understand me and who aren't willing to understand me. Whew. Whew. You know, it's hard. It's hard. And that's one of the consequences of being a people pleaser. One, I really should have declined. I should have declined the position altogether and been like, hey, I don't think I'm equipped to be a maid of honor right now. I should have just let her know that off rip, but I just wanted to be a good friend. But I really should have set my boundaries and been like, I just don't think I can do this for you right now, just because of what was going on in my personal life. Because what I thought was that she would understand and have more compassion, but since it was her wedding, she wanted it all to be about her. And she has every right to feel that way. I, as a person who wasn't like capable, should have made the clear boundaries like, hey, I don't think I can do this for you right now. But I didn't, so it ultimately backfired. So it was just a lot. It was a lot to deal with during that time. It was a lot to deal with during that time, but you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Or do you have the capacity to understand that I'm human as well? Girl. Whew. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. And then even after the wedding, like, I tried to reach out and be like, I'm so sorry that, like, it all played out that way. And she was just like, F you, basically. And I was just like, damn, there's no coming back from it. And I knew in that moment there was no coming back from it. Oh my gosh, I didn't do no eyeshadow. It's not even like a kid. Sometimes it's single motherhood and divorce. Yes. Yes. I was just like, y'all can't keep planning stuff 2-3 days before and then expect me to be able to be there. Like, it was just so frustrating because I'm like, I don't know how you expect me to make that work. How am I gonna make that work? And then when I can't make it work, now I'm not being a team player, or now I'm not like being a good friend. Like, girl, it was so hard for me. But like I said, it's not, she is entitled to all of her feelings, and I'm not blaming her. That's why I said this is the time that I was a terrible friend, because I know that no matter what, if I wasn't able to be there for her wholeheartedly, I was still going to be the villain, and I accept that I'm the villain in this story. There was really nothing I could do about not being the villain. I just wanted a little more empathy. Girl, tell me about it. I just wanted a little more empathy, but I wanted more empathy, and I wanted more like understanding as far as who I am as a friend, So I think that's what hurt me the most and was the hardest to deal with, because I'm just like, you're acting like I'm trying to sabotage you or your wedding, and that's not at all what I'm trying to do. This is the same thing that happened with my other friend that we had an issue during her wedding. I flew to her wedding. She didn't talk to me when I got there. It was just bad. It was bad. But after that was when I really decided to like be serious about my boundaries with friends, because like, y'all not about to keep stressing me out like this. So bad. I hate last minute stuff. Hate last minute stuff. Like, hate last minute stuff. Like, I just needed a little grace. Exactly. And you know, and I still, oh, I felt so bad. Like, I felt really, really bad that she even felt like I wasn't there for her. I felt terrible. But it's like, what was I actually about to do? What could I do about it? I couldn't really do anything about it because she felt how she felt. So that's why I'm not blaming her for our friendship falling apart. You know, it's sad, but then it's like, it's sad, but it also is what it is. And I lost another friend the same way. And again, I needed grace, but that's what happens when you're a people pleaser and you're just always available for them. That it's like I set myself up because I never said no before. I was always, but then life made it to where I had to say no. I had to say no because I literally didn't have the capacity to show up. So I had to say no. I had to be like, hey, I am not available for this. Hey, I can't do this for you. And when that happens and people are used to having access for you full time, they don't understand how to take it. And that's what happened again. You know, I left my family. I flew out to attend a wedding. You couldn't answer the phone when I got there. You couldn't pick up the phone and talk to me the whole time. Child. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yes. Yeah. Now that you say that, that's exactly what I needed was grace. Like I just needed a little empathy, a little like, you know what? I understand. I'm going to go ahead and make this person my maid of honor since she's more available, you know? Like, but no. It was tough, y'all. It was tough. It was tough. And then to have the same exact thing happen again, like 2 years later. Oh my God. But again, whose fault is it for always being available? Mine. Mine. My fault. Whew. That was a lot. That was a lot. But that was tough. But, you know, after it happened the second time, I was like, dang, maybe I do need to be more available for my friends. But only available to those who are available to me. You know, I don't just need to be available just because you're my friend. I need to be available because our relationship is equally yoked and like we're balanced. If I need you, you got me. If you need me, I got you. But girl, with my wedding, it was only 25 people there. I didn't have nobody in my bridal party. Okay, it was me and my mom. I didn't have nobody in my bridal party because I was so traumatized. Oh my God. Oh my God. One second. Yeah, yeah, it was so bad. I almost didn't even want a wedding. Like LD had to convince me to even want a wedding. Like I didn't even want a wedding because like I had such terrible experiences with weddings and my friends. Like yeah, I was like, I do not want a wedding, like, because I can't lose no more friends, you know? And so I planned the whole thing by myself. Like, I didn't have anyone involved except for my mom, because my mom can't turn on me. And yeah, we did it that way because yeah, no. Hi. Um, oh my gosh. Jeez. Thank you. My wedding, yes, my wedding was perfect. My wedding was perfect. And I know it's because I didn't involve anybody else. I wasn't about to do that and like set myself up for the okey doke. I couldn't do it.